Global warming is a problem.
It's a problem.
So I turned to Energy Star for help.
Everyone can join the fight against global warming. Go to EnergyStar.gov to learn what you can do.
Together, we can all make a difference.
Wow. So if we buy stuff with the Energy Star label, we'll save energy and money. And if the appliance has that label, that means the Department of Energy has certified it's at least 10, 25% more energy efficient than required. If someone wants to sell an appliance to the government, their product must have that seal of approval. Government gives tax credits for some Energy Star products. And when the politicians wanted to vomit up more of your money for the stimulus program, they gave grants to states so states could subsidize Energy Star products.
Today, Illinois, Florida, and Texas rolled out cash for appliance programs.
It's not a giveaway, but it's probably the next best thing.
Retailers love the subsidies.
So it could be a couple $1 million to us just over the weekend, what we're thinking before the state actually runs out of money.
The government and appliance makers claim it'll save you money and help the environment.
This program today actually puts money in the pockets of New Mexicans.
If it wasn't for the rebate program, I probably would not buy.
In theory, steering consumers to more efficient appliances could be a good thing.
Appliances carrying the Energy Star label are at least 30% more energy efficient than ordinary appliances.
And the EPA, which would not agree to talk to us about the Energy Star program, did once tell Fox News.
It's been an incredibly effective program in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and saving both consumers and businesses dollars on their energy bill.
Sounds great, but is it true? The Government Accountability Office decided to run some simple tests to see if the Energy Star label really means anything. They invented totally phony, ridiculous products. This is one. A feather duster attached to a space heater. And then they submitted that and other nonsense to the Energy Department for approval. And they got approval. They got approval for an imaginary gasoline-powered alarm clock. I mean, think about it. Would that save energy? Makes me wonder how many billions has the U.S. government spent to subsidize energy-efficient products that are bogus? The man who ran that test for the government, Greg Cutes, joins us now from Washington, D.C. So, Greg, why did you look into the Energy Star program?
Well, thank you for having me on the show, John. We looked at this for Senator Susan Collins, who is the ranking member of the Senate Homeland Security Governmental Affairs Committee. And her hypothesis that she had us test was whether this was a self-certification program, as you've noted there, rather than a certification program that consumers rely on for the reduction of greenhouse emissions and savings of energy costs.
So you ran these silly tests. Were you surprised at what you found?
Well, we weren't surprised. We started with basic things like refrigerators, dishwashers, and computer monitors and printers. Once we found that those were able to get through, we went to the more ridiculous products, as you mentioned, such as the gas-powered alarm clock or a geothermal heat pump that was 20% more efficient than anything else on the market. And we got that through.
That you said was 20% more efficient.
We said a little company coming out of the blue with a geothermal heat pump, 20% more efficient than anything, and they sent us an email saying, is this true? And we said yes, and we were then certified.
They asked you, supposedly the company selling it, is this true? And you said yes, and that was enough.
They didn't even call us. They just sent an email saying, this is your claim, 20%, and we said, yes, indeed. We have evidence, and that's what it is. And right after that, we were approved.
And yet Energy Star is a requirement to sell things to the government.
That's correct. Government agencies are required to purchase Energy Star products, including my organization, the GAO.
And the GAO is the one agency in the government that makes sense to me. And congratulations, you recently also discovered some shocking things about Head Start. But I'm glad you did this. What was the reaction from the Energy Department?
I think they were surprised that we did what we did. They'd never dealt with my unit before. You know, we do undercover testing across the government, John. You mentioned Head Start. That's another program. We did an undercover sting recently and found fraud. So they'd never dealt with us before, and it was kind of like the book I've read to my daughter many times about the emperor without his clothes and the boy crying out. That's exactly what we found here. There was really a belief that this was something that it wasn't, and consumers have a right to know, and I think that was our job, to tell consumers that this was a self-certification program by manufacturers.
I mean, that's a gentle way to put it, self-certification. I would say totally bogus certification program.